Well, hello there, you guys, and welcome back. Today, I want to specifically talk about confidence in the workspace. It's a totally different feel when you are the only one, right? When you are the only woman in the room, in the board meeting, in the conference. It's like, how many times do you see this happening when you start to level up in business and you look at the C suite level, right? The executive suite. When you're looking at these things, when you're in these rooms, when you're the decision maker now, right? It's very comfortable to shrink in those areas, especially when you're the only woman in a room full of men, especially when you're in a male dominant industry or field, right? So I've talked to so many different women. I literally was at the Small Business Expo the other day, and I had a woman sit next to me, and we just started talking, right? It's so funny because the conversation started off by like, them chips smell real good, right? She sat down and I got a whiff of her chips, and I was like, I am so hungry. But in that little joke, we were able to expand into deeper conversation of what she does, what I do. I'm explaining what I do in coaching, of helping women get over the fear of rambling, anxiety, overthinking, right? And having strategy on how to use their voice to communicate the things that they want their audience to hear, right? So I'm telling her about these things and what I help women do and how I guide them within getting to the goals that they want to get to, which is usually how to stand in confidence of using their voice in these boardrooms, in these meetings, and grant pitching for small business owners and creating their brand and speaking in front of videos such as this, right? And really putting themselves out there. Like, this is what I teach women to get more anchored in regards to their confidence and how to build and grow upon that. And she was just like, oh, girl, I think I need your services. So she explained to me how she's in this male dominant industry, and she's just talking about how, she quite often felt as she was increasing in leadership that she wasn't properly taught in regards to the next level of expectations of what they wanted from her, what she needed to do with the new teams they were putting upon her, as well as how to navigate the space of the boardroom with these men so that she didn't offend, but still got her point across, right? So I gave her some quick tips in regards to like assertiveness and humility while still being firm, right? We can still show up in our women essence. We can still show up soft. We can still show up as who we are. However, we can still communicate the firmness and authority behind our ideas, behind being heard and visible in those male dominated spaces, right? I'm not one of those women that's like, women over men and no, 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 no. I feel that we need men as much as they need us. There's an equal need between the both of us. That's why we are both here, right? That's why we need each other to procreate. Like, I find so much beauty in men and what they do and what they represent, right? The energy that they bring, the protection, the authority that they bring. And I also find so much beauty in women, what we bring to the table, right? The things that we think of, how we execute, the energy we bring to it. And the collaboration of the two is beautiful, but there has to be mutual respect. There has to be mutual opportunities presented. There has to be space given on both sides to be able to create this increase of creativity and productivity and innovation and evolution and all of the things, right? So this is something that I wanted to create a video about because I'm just like, I'm hearing so many women all the time who are in leadership speaking about the space just not being there, them being in these rooms and all of the men talking and sharing their opinions and ideas. Yet when it comes to them vocalizing their voice, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, yeah, we'll consider that. But it's kind of like a blanket, we'll consider that just to shut the person down. And then they continue on with their ideas and moving forward with those things. And it's like, how can we actually add value? How can we package and market our words to them to influence them to see the value of what we say and actually implement it, right? It's one thing to hear something. It's another thing to actually listen, actively listen, which a lot of people struggle with. And then it's another thing to take what you heard and apply it to whatever programs or new policies or new things that you need to make happen within that business or within that department or company. So active listening is something that we all really need to engage with. If somebody's talking to you and you're doing a million things at one time, you might be catching certain things, but you're not always actively listening, right? That's a huge skill that many have not mastered. So we really have to be intentional about when people are speaking to us, especially when it's things that are important, that we're giving our full attention to them. Turn down the phone, right? Have eye to eye contact, ensuring that you repeat what they said to you so that you know exactly what they said and so that they can confirm what you said is correct. You heard them correctly, right? And having emotional intelligence. If someone's really coming to you, pouring out their heart to you, receive that, open space up for them to trust you and be vulnerable, right? We need to have this as leaders. We need to be able to serve those who are our staff properly, right? And the way to do that, whether they're our staff, managers, or upper management, is by actively listening, is by being involved. So the people who are in the meetings with us, they need these skill sets, right? These soft skills in order to really take in the things that we're saying, our body language, how we are showing up. Do we feel safe in this space that they've created for us? These are the cues that they need to pick up on, which sometimes men fall short in, right? And some women as well. So these are things that I want to talk about when it comes to confidence. Bring to the table your authority, but also your vulnerability. Pull them to the side, get on their calendars and talk about how you want to be heard. Talk about how you feel like certain things that you're mentioning in the meeting aren't being properly received, But before you do that, before you pull them to the side and speak to them about it, make sure it's not a you thing. Make sure that you're not coming in there already shrinking, already knowing that other people are going to give ideas, so you're not going to speak up. Already know that it's a room full of men, so you're going to just remain quiet. Make sure you're not doing things that are allowing you to shrink and allowing you to remain stuck in that mentality. You need to come in full confidence in your values and what you bring, and knowing that you understand your industry like the back of your hand and you got ideas to bring and you're going to speak up about them, right? Clearly and effectively. We want to make sure that we're not projecting on others, right? Even if that boardroom meeting, conference, whatever the case, even if we don't feel that we're being received in the way that we feel visible, right? In the way that we feel that they are recognizing that we are in the room and coming to us and seeing what we have to say about it, even if they're not opening up the space for that, make sure that you're not walking into that room the same way you did before. Make sure when you walk into the room this time, you're bringing your confidence and authority. You're bringing your industry knowledge and expertise. You're bringing your ideas, right? Your main top 1 to 3 ideas that you want to present. Like, you're bringing the value, right? And you're making the value be known. Don't remain in the mindset of, well, this is what happened last time. No, today's a new day, right? So we're going to come in there with all of the things that we have to offer. And we're going to make sure that we're clear when we're speaking. We're going to make sure that our voice doesn't tremble. We're going to make sure that all of the things that we need to convey, the message is being delivered as we want to convey it, right? In the style that we want to convey it. We're going to use our personality. We're going to talk with our hands if that's what we do. We're going to make sure we're showing up as us, right? Because it's our essence that also brings that energy, right? So these are the things that we have to make sure that we're doing while we're also putting in check the era of how things were being run before. So now people are going to be like, oh, well, this is a voice I don't remember hearing before, right? Or, whoa, she's speaking up now. I usually see her just sitting in the chair taking notes, or maybe a uh-huh or a yes here and there. No. We come with value. This is why you hired us. The ones that don't speak, they're usually the first ones out of the door when layoffs are being considered, when restructure is being considered. You don't want your name on that list. You want them to see you as so valuable. It's like when your name comes up, and that's if your name comes up, because it shouldn't even come up because you're that indisposable, because you're that valuable to them, that if your name even came across their desk or was on a list, that they'll be like, oh no, definitely not her. No. Too much innovation, too creative, gets us out of chaos, knows how to handle pressure. All of our clients love her. She always has new ideas. Her ideas make us a lot of money. No way that we're letting her go, right? This is how you want people to see you, flying under the radar and not saying or doing too much. That's a surefire ticket to get yourself up out of there, right? To have them look at you as someone who they don't need. So this is why I talk so much about confidence. It doesn't matter if the room is all men or all women or all dogs, okay? It doesn't matter who's in the room. The room doesn't change your energy. Your energy shifts the room. Remember that at all times. Nothing can change the core of who you are, because your core is founded on your core values and the foundation of what you believe in. So if you believe that you have the talent, you have the skill set, you have the expertise, you have the background, you have the facts, you're prepared, when those objective truths are already there and established in your mind, beyond the limit. Sky's beyond the limit, right? So you want to make sure that you're walking in the authority and the truth and the confidence of that. And as you continue to speak up and as you continue to share and as you continue to grow within the position that you're in, you're going to notice that, this feels normal now. This feels easy now, right? Confidence comes from doing and becoming. It's an action. You have to do things to become confident. You have to do things to see it come into fruition and know that, oh, this is factual. This is truth. I have results in this. I've seen this happen before. Let me continue doing this, right? That's what builds your confidence. So I really wanted to share this to one, let you guys know that you're not alone when you're in that room full of men. You're not alone. There's many women in that same position. You're not alone if you're the only woman of color. There's many of us in that position, but it's how we show up, how we're not going to let passive aggressiveness, someone's insecurity, jealousy, or anything of the sort try to tear us down in regards to how we feel about us and how we think about us and what we bring to the table. No, 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 no. Those things are no longer going to shake you if that's the thing that's been steering your confidence to the left, right? I'm wanting you to walk in your purpose, because when you're walking in your purpose, it gives everybody else a roadmap of how to walk in theirs. It opens doors for people who are going to join your path, right? And help you and assist you and be hired within your team or other teams because of who you are being, which is authentically you. Okay? So I hope this video serves to be a huge help and a blessing to those who are really servant leaders, who are walking within their authority and purpose, and who are dominating the space that they're in with assertiveness, humility, and much wisdom and knowledge. For those women out there who are looking for more coaching skills in regards to strategic ways of how to shape your messaging, shape the way that you speak so that you can actually have authority and influence in the rooms that you are in, board meetings, conferences, pitches, auditoriums for speaking engagements, whatever the case may be, I want to be able to assist you in having a proven way of how to deliver their message so that they gain the trust of the audience that they're speaking to, right? They gain the connection with them and that they allow for the influence and information and value that they're given to be received by their audience. If this is you, if you're the one always saying, you know what, I do have a lot of anxiety whenever I have to publicly speak, or, when I do get in meetings, I'm typically the one that is the more quiet one. Even though I have ideas that I want to share, I won't say it. Or, I'm a business owner and I want to pitch these ideas, or I have a pitch coming up and I really need to secure my storyline so that they understand who I am and what I bring to the table and how I don't only help myself, but the community and others around me. Like, this is the messaging people need to hear. Your voice is your currency. Your voice creates profit and multiple streams of income for you if you'll let it. Check out edifythesoul.com, click on the coaching link, and let's get to work. I have a challenge coming up next week that I think you would love to be a part of. Join us. The time is now for you to stop shrinking and walk in your true purpose and authority. I'll see you in the challenge, or I'll see you in the next video.